But I deliberately during your test make sure that it won't automatically key out, because sometimes when you sit down here it just won't, right? So you've gone to camera 3. Another mistake you made is you've chosen keyer 2, but you changed key 1 to chroma key. So either you need to do it on 1 or on 2. But let me give you a hint. It's actually better to do it on 1, because when you have your weather person keyed over the weather map, I'm asking you to add a key over top of them, and it goes background 1, 2. So you want the name key on 2. So let's switch that over there to background and key 1. Remember, you can't turn things off, so background and key 1. You can't turn them off, though. You have to press both. Background and key 1. There you go. Okay. So now that that's key 1, you have inscriber there, so just do the same thing you did before. So we want camera 3 over color bars. Okay, so camera 3 is now our source, and it's chroma key, but it's not working because we haven't selected the color to key out yet. So how you do that is in this section here that says System Control. And this screen changes depending on what you press. Like sometimes, like there, it's changing to that, it's changing to this. When you press chroma key, it comes up with this screen. And these function buttons change what they do based on what's here. So when you press chroma key, you get this auto chroma key here, and that's a way to automatically select your color. So you don't need to start bringing your hue around and changing it. You could do that, it would work, but the best thing to do is press auto chroma key, so I'll get you to do that now. And what happens when you do that is on the screen, it puts a crosshair. This crosshair you can move around with this joystick. So just get the feel of moving that around a bit. Now in this case, we've got lots of green, and that's what we want to key out, so not a problem. But you can key out any color, okay? We just happen to be using green because we're a TV station. Movies tend to use blue because there's not a lot of blue in our flesh tones, but for television, we tend to wear a lot of blue clothing, which is why they often choose green. And of course, if they want someone to wear something blue in the movies, they can't use a blue screen. They have to switch to a different color. But I have keyed things out on red before because I have a logo that had green and blue in it. So I didn't want to lose that. So I have red as the background. Now, you've got the crosshair, you put it on the color you want, and then once you press that, notice these change again, and there's grab chroma value. So you want to press that. And it grabs the green for you. Okay? And you would have seen this spin around and stuff. But so all you're doing is you're going auto chroma key, moving this to the color that you want to key out, and pressing grab chroma value. And so you can see there that's kind of it's a whitish gray, so it's actually doing all sorts of things. Auto chroma key. Find that crosshair, move. In this case, make sure it's kind of a mid-green, because there's some deeper ones down here and some lighter ones up here. So if you go somewhere in the middle, you'll probably end up with a pretty good thing. So auto chroma key, and then grab that value. So this is all done on preview, and once you see what you want, we would take it to air. And just before you do that, so this is like, you've got your people on the news desk, and we say, okay, and now we're going to go over to JC with the weather. You don't want to go to your weather map and then fade him in. That's like Star Trek, right? Leave him in. You just go there and the person's on top of the weather map already doing their thing. Okay? So let's take that to air. And now we're going to add the name key. So that means we're not going to change anything else. We're just going to add the name key. So one other thing to notice is now that we've got that up, notice this red light here that says this is on. This is on all the time. The red light, if you think about it, means don't touch this. It's on air. So that's why I tell you never to touch this. Right now, key 1, light is on, this is on. Don't touch this. This is on here. Don't touch anything in here because the red light is on. Okay? Stop. Don't touch. So you've already used the background and the key, so you only have one key left. So if I want you to add the key, you'll have to, no, because if you press all three, then it will add this key, take off that key, and change the background. I'm just adding you to add the key, so you just press the key button. There you go. Now, it's not set up yet. Key or two is on a preset pattern, and we've got some kind of weird light going. So what is your key two source? So now that you pressed key two, this light went off, because this is now for key two. So where are we getting our name key from? Yes. Okay. And what type of key is it? So now we're on key two, don't forget. So you need to go to this key two area. What type of key do we use? Yes. And there it is. Okay. So ready to fade up the key? Fade up the key. And now that these are all on, I just want you to see what's happening here. So the switcher is always set to do the exact opposite of whatever you just did. So if you just added a key, it's ready to take it off. And if you look here, these lights are on, saying these keys are on. Backgrounds always change from this to this if this light is on, but keys can only go on or off. So right now, key two is set to go off, so if you look at the preview, the name key that we have on key two is not there. So go ahead and press the key one button just by itself. Notice that here one, if you go over here, you'll see that's our chroma key. And notice that if we make a transition now, it's going to keep this on, turn this off, and not change our background. Okay? So if you look, you'll see the background staying, key two is staying, but key one is going. Now press the background button just by itself. And now see the chroma key staying.
It's crazy.
The name key is staying, but the background's changing. So the reason I like to pause here the first time is you really need to think about these levels. So when a director asks you to do something, you've got to kind of know what level am I changing. Okay? So if I asked you to take both of the keys off right now, how would you do that? So I would ask you to get ready to take off those keys. So always start over here, yeah? Yes, right? Because I'm not asking you to change the background. They're both on, so take them. So that will take them off. So don't do it yet. So now we'll just go back to ready to take off the name key. Because remember, I can keep saying ready till the cow comes home, and you don't do it till I tell you to take it.
Just take off the name.
Ready to just take off the name key. That's the chroma key. That's the name key. Okay? So now fade that out. And ready to fade to black. Yeah. So let's just go back to where we were, just so you can see what's happening here. So when I say to fade to black, the last thing we did was take off this key. So it's ready to put it back on again. So think about the levels. What I have left is the chroma key and a background. I want to change the background to black and turn off the chroma key. So I have to change my background and turn off the key that's on. And by the way, whenever anyone asks you to fade to black, you always have to press the background key and possibly any of these that are lit down here on, not key two because it's not on. So fade to black from this point is like that. Fade to black from this point is all three. Because this is on, and the background needs to change. Right? So this is the way we had it. So that is the right way to fade to black. And now you can fade to black. Okay. So we'll bring up our next victim now. And I'll reset this.